What's up everybody, D-Men back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla King of the Monsters news and updates. Chapter times in the description below. Skip to whichever story you want. Not sure how much skipping around there's going to be a need for, but you know, I'll give you that option. Starting out here, we're going to show off Noger Chen. I think that's how you say that. Noger Chen's Godzilla size chart. It's really cool. This is an art piece that he did. It looks fantastic. It really shows how small those old Showa Godzillas are in comparison to the new guys. And I think this is a great job. I think he killed it. I love the inclusion of Kamata-kun and Shinagawa-kun. No Godzilla Earth though. Everyone always shorts him. No one ever wants to put him. I guess this is just live action Godzillas, but it's pretty cool. It looks awesome. He did a great job with this. I actually like this one better than I like the mainstream one that everyone always uses. The Monarch website, which we talked about in the last video, has already undergone a huge transformation. There's a lot to it that has come out within the past 2 days. So first of all, they have added a Godzilla profile. It's pretty interesting. It talks about how Monarch is easily able to track Godzilla. They know where he is. They've established this underwater Castle Bravo base where they can study him, and they are monitoring his movements. Then it gives a little bit of an explanation as to, like, he's kind of a docile creature and he's very inquisitive and all that stuff when he's not fighting other monsters. They talk about how he's definitively a good guy and he is here as the defender of Earth. And then there is an interesting explanation for how the atomic breath works, which is pretty cool. In addition to that, Ghidorah has destroyed the stratosphere. There is now a weather mapping chart on the Monarch website that just shows how horrible of an effect Ghidorah has on the world, which is really cool. Adds a lot of depth to it, makes it feel very apocalyptic, which is awesome. And I like the red. They changed the background from black to red, makes things feel a lot more menacing. All 4 kaiju, as we talked about in the last video, did break free from their containment facilities. They all converged on LA at the exact time the premiere happened last night, so it's really cool. Lots of images of the convergence, which is awesome. I think this is in China, where there is loads of new Godzilla King of the Monsters marketing, including a brand new Godzilla bust, which just looks amazing, some banners, and then a whole bunch of displays for Godzilla 2, getting people real hyped over there. Once again, I really hope that China has a big box office draw for this movie, because we're going to rely on them quite a bit for the future of the Monsterverse. We have our first look at Rubie's new Mothra mask, and it's just a little silly. I don't get it. These Rubie's masks, they just don't look great to me. The Godzilla one looks ridiculous with the eye placement, with the, you know, the eyes, the 4 eyes that Godzilla now has. And this Mothra mask just doesn't look like Mothra to me at all. I don't know why they gave her such a menacing look. I know she does that in the trailer. She opens up her mouth and roars like that into the camera, but why would you do that for the sculpt of the mask? It doesn't look like Mothra. It's not a good representation of the character. It makes her look like the Predator or some other generic monster from a movie. It doesn't make her look like Mothra. I just really dislike it. Also, it shouldn't be latex. They should have maybe had some fur on there, and then it'd look a little more like Mothra. That'd be my suggestion. The red carpet premiere for Godzilla King of the Monsters happened last night, and it was huge. We have so many pictures from it. It was a big deal. You know, it was the world premiere, so it's not actually even the first showing in LA. They did the showing at the Cinerama Dome like last weekend. Then this week they did the Chinese premiere, and now they're doing this one. It's like, this isn't the world premiere, is it? Like, that's what they're calling it, but is it really? Either way, there's loads of pictures of the world premiere. They decorated the red carpet. It's really cool, actually, when you get to see these pictures. You see, like, they have posters everywhere, billboards everywhere. They transformed the aisles alongside the red carpet into, like, dorsal fins, and it just looks really cool. They really went all out for it, and I appreciate that. There's also Toho Kingdom. I have their Instagram link down below. They were there, and there is loads of coverage from them on this, where you can see, like, they had Mothra's silhouette and Ghidorah's silhouette on the theater, and I'm sure they had Godzilla and Rodan there as well. Just lots of cool stuff, and it looks like there's still things going on today that we don't have pictures of yet. Seems like maybe a press conference is happening or something, because Toho Kingdom did post a picture showing off that they were at some area with a table with the cast members' names on the table. So something's going down today. There's also a Takeo performance there, which is a Japanese, and I hope I pronounced that right, it's like a Japanese drum performance where just a bunch of guys beating down on the OBS symbol. It seems pretty cool. Again, they're tying it back to the traditional Japanese aesthetic for the movie, which Michael Dougherty has talked about a lot. They are drawing it back to Japan. Also, I think that Bear McCreary talked about how he used a lot of this Takeo drumming in the soundtrack, and we do hear that. It's that like overwhelming percussion that you hear in old Rivals. So it's pretty cool to see that they got to do a live performance here at the Godzilla World premiere. And then of course there was the Godzilla World premiere. There's loads of cast pictures. There's, you know, everyone was there. Vera Farmiga, her family was there. Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown, Ken Watanabe, Zaya Zhang, O'Shea Jackson Jr. was there. Thomas Middleditch was there. Everyone was there. It seems like a really cool, big, grand thing. I don't know. There's just so many pictures of this. I think it's really funny seeing Ken Watanabe. He's got this Godzilla ring, which is awesome. And then O'Shea Jackson Jr., he's got that Godzilla chain, that gold chain. That is amazing. But yeah, loads of pictures. Looks like a lot of fun. I also like seeing all the pictures of the motion capture cast. We have like our Ghidorah crew assembled, which is awesome. Bear McCreary showed up and took a picture with the Ghidorah crew, and then he took some pictures by himself. It's cool to see that he went as well. Michael Dougherty and Gareth Edwards have a picture together, which is awesome. I really hope Gareth Edwards liked the movie because he's the one that started us down this path. Even though a lot of people bag on 2014, I still really like the movie, and I have a lot of respect for what Gareth Edwards did with it. And then there was a cast interview. There's not really much to it. It's mostly just them like giving really brief answers that don't mean anything.
There's emotion in these characters. There's emotion in these monsters. It's so special. Please go watch it, May 31st.
So I'm not like gonna break it down, but I think Kyle Chandler's response is kind of funny. I'm sure they asked him if it was a good premiere or something like that, and he's like, well, it could have, you know, people didn't have to show up, so yeah, I'd say it's a win.
It's fantastic. It's better than if no one showed up.
Which is funny. He just does not seem to care at all. He's like, just get me out of here. Get me to the movie. I don't want to do this reporter thing. There was a Guess the Monsters little promo video. I didn't actually watch the full thing because I heard that the very end of it has a lot of spoilers in it, so I didn't watch the full thing, but I watched them play the game, and it's pretty funny. You got Millie Bobby Brown, Thomas Middleditch, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. trying to guess which monster's roar they're listening to, and you get to hear the roars.
You can always tell it's Godzilla because it sounds like somebody sliding a bench across a like floor. You got that.
There is a Michael Dougherty and Millie Bobby Brown BTS picture. If you guys remember, we have covered the filming that they're at before on the channel. This was, I believe, one of the very first things they filmed, and it was outdoors, and we saw loads of pictures of them filming it. But now we have an HD picture brought to us by Toho Kingdom of them shooting this scene, and it's pretty cool. So you got that BTS picture to go along with the Ken Watanabe one that we showed off in a previous video. In addition to that, we have an HD photo of Madison and Emma Russell looking at something. I'd assume they're looking at like Mothra or something. They both look kind of startled, or at least Madison Russell looks very startled. But here we go. We have an HD picture of the two of them. Not sure where this is going to go in context of the movie, if this is even a shot from the movie or just a promo image. I have no idea. This looks a little too clean to be a shot from the movie, so I'm going to assume this is a promo image. That being said, the next one we got from Toho Kingdom definitely is a shot from the movie, so that one might be. And this next shot is of Madison Russell in the Temple of the Moth. She is looking at that giant Mothra mural that we saw back in 2017 at SDCC. This was the original release picture for Mothra, so it's pretty cool to see her looking at it. It does look like they've changed it ever so slightly. They've changed the outline shape of it. I think everything else is the same. Mothra looks to be the same, and it looks like the larvae are still intact. So I think this is exactly what we saw at SDCC, which is cool. We do know from context of the trailers that if she turns around, there's a big viewing platform where she can look down on Mothra's chrysalis. But I think that's a really cool image. I like the overgrowth. There was a Join the Fight promo. It's a little TV spot, and I did watch it because the new footage featured in it is incredibly light on spoilers, so it was great. It's exactly what I was looking for. We see Rodan finish his barrel roll, which I have not seen before. Ghidorah looming over some soldiers, which gives some scale, and I'm so glad that that scale is being brought over from 2014, but it gives some scale and shows how menacing Ghidorah is. He's also glowing yellow, so he might fire his gravity beams down upon those soldiers. And then we have a shot of Bradley Whitford saying, we need a giant monster on our side. So there you go. That's all the new stuff for the TV spot. And then the very last thing, which I think is kind of hilarious because they did this right when I was editing my last video where I made the joke about like, what am I doing this all for? I didn't even get invited to the Godzilla premiere. What's the point of all this? And it was almost like they could hear me complaining because Warner Brothers Canada, interesting that Warner Brothers Canada is the one to do it, but Warner Brothers Canada tweeted out to a bunch of Godzilla fans. Well, actually, I only saw two, but they tweeted out to a bunch of people in the Godzilla community. I don't know why I keep saying a bunch. They tweeted Gamoru Island at the very least and me, which I don't know if they tweeted anyone else, but they tweeted the two of us, which I thought was awesome. It really made my day. It was like, I lit up like a a little kid when I saw that. That's so cool. So thank you very much, Warner Brothers Canada. I love you guys. And that'll do it for this one. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. I've kind of got a lot of things to do today, so if this felt a little rushed, it was. See you guys in the next one. D-Man out.